Hello friends, and welcome back again to Philippine life through the eyes of an expat. Uh, Last week a few of my friends regarding the kidnapping case, well, I suppose it's a closed case now more or less, said where I live, because they were concerned, they were saying, is it really safe where you are? And I have to say, I could say yes, it is safe 100%, but I think that would be over exaggerating. I think it is safe. Well, it is safe. Dipolog City in Zamboanga del Norte is very foreigner friendly. Um, Many foreigners there. But that doesn't mean to say that kidnappings don't happen, because they do. I think the last kidnapping here in Dipolog City was to do with the Italian guy, and that was a few years ago. It was before I came here, and I've been here for 7 years, so it was before then. And that was definitely an inside job, and I'll tell you for why. Because they knew he was on medication. So when they did kidnap him, they asked for his medication. So they kidnapped him and took his medication. So they wanted to keep him alive. And anyway, it was a ransom, and they did pay the ransom, and he was released unharmed. Now the Italian restaurant is still open, but I believe he moved to Cebu. I think he had enough, because he was kidnapped twice, I think. Twice. Um, so yes, here it's very foreigner friendly, but and bearing in mind, since Rodrigo Duterte was in power, he pummeled the Abu Sayyaf in Marawi. He just carpet bombed the place. So there is not so much of it, but that doesn't mean to say there's none of it, because it'd be very naive to say that there is no more militants or terrorist gangs or extremists in the area, because there are. And where I live, sometimes there is a battalion this side of me and a battalion a bit further away. But sometimes we do see, oh, what's that biting me? That's a lampinig. This bit me like one of these, like a native bees or wasps. Oh, I'll sort that out when I go home. And yeah, so sometimes we do see them pass by, and they've got 30 soldiers on there. And one of my friends, who's an angler, actually, he is in the military, and he is stationed in this barracks. So sometimes he's in Pinion, and I said to him, I said, why do you go past? I said, is it dangerous where I am? Where I'm out here in these mountainous places. And he said, Stephen, no, he says, what we do, he says, we just go up there every so often just to let the NPA know that we are here. That's all it's for. So I said, we're not really in danger. And he said, no, Stephen. He said, it's just, we do that. And he said, it happens all over the Philippines, like every now and again in mountainous places, every 6 weeks or 2 months or so. The military will just go and show their presence in the mountainous places, because nobody knows who these NPA are, you see. So, they just like to mix in with the locals, I believe, in the mountainous places. I don't think they go into the cities. Again, I don't know. It's just what I've been told from, my friend who's in the military. But yeah, there is nowhere totally safe in the Philippines, I don't think. And many people might say, well, why do you put yourself at risk? Even that slightest bit of risk. Well, my answer to that is, if I felt in danger, then I would be the first out of here. I would. Seriously, guys. I would. If someone said to me, Stephen, I think it's a bit dangerous here now, I think you should get out. Like the police did, when the police come round when Elliot was first abducted, they come round and says, look, just go to Dipolog, like in the city for a while. But because they didn't know if it was the Abu Sayyaf who was operating in the area. But there is no, again, I'm just saying to you what I've been told. There is no Abu Sayyaf in this particular part. You know, they are further Marawi way, Sibuko, those kind of places. But here is very, very safe, guys. It really is, honestly. Well, it's as safe can be. Put it that way. You know, there is nowhere totally safe, and we all know that. You know, and I think any foreigner that would say, "Well, yes, it's 100% safe," is being, you know, they aren't being honest, or they have a false sense of security, because it's not, you know, 100% safe. And then some people will say, "Well, why do you put yourself into that risk, even if there's a slight risk?" And that's a damn good question. It is a damn good question. Sometimes I do think about this myself. You know, I think, Stephen, you know, even if there's like a 0.1% chance, why do I do it? Why do I put myself at risk here? And the truth is, I don't think about it that much. I think if I was to think about it over and over again, then I probably wouldn't have left the UK, I don't think. Or have gone to a different country, perhaps, like Spain. Because I did spend a lot of time in Spain. I do like Spain, but it's expensive, and it's not so liberal as here. And of course, you've got the seasons. But I think that here is totally safe for me. Almost totally. Almost totally. I don't think there is any reason for me to worry about being here. Uh, like I said, there are many foreigners here. Many, 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 many foreigners, which I don't get involved with. I will be honest with that. I don't really hang around with them. And again, you've got to keep it like a low profile, regardless where, you know, of where you are here. You know, you start going around flashing your money around, acting Jack the Lad, you know, driving around in, you know, all these Rangers and Raptors and things like this, then you're just going to draw attention to yourself. And living in a big house, uh, you know, with big walls around it, that is, you know, some people might say, well, that's how I want to live. I want to live so I can show my money off and things like that. Well, take that at your own risk, you know. Uh, like I said, you know, this is not an advice channel. You know, I don't give advice because I'm not qualified to give advice. You know, it's the same with women here. I'm not qualified to give advice on who you should go with, what to watch out for, because I don't think there's no difference here to being in your own country, of choosing a woman or choosing a place to live. The only difference here is it's a bit poorer, you know, so the people are a little bit more wanting, perhaps. Again, just opinions. I only give my opinion, guys. I don't give advice because I can't, you know. I'm I'm not qualified. I'm not an agony uncle or anything like that. But I do feel safe here, and I wouldn't change my place where I live for anything. Unless I was kidnapped, of course, and when I'll say, "Oh shit, why did I stay? What? Oh, that tiny percentage, you know, I shouldn't have stayed. I should have got out." But I think if I was to start feeling like that, then I would get out. I would, you know. Uh, but talking to some Filipino friends, angling friends, they said it's just as dangerous in Cebu. It's just as dangerous in Manila. Um, and what is the percentage of foreigners being kidnapped? I really don't know, guys. I don't know. I truly don't know. But I wouldn't let it put you off coming to live here. What I would do is I wouldn't go to where it's not safe, where there is a danger of something sinister being planned against you. Look at that house behind me. Look, you know, that woman's lived in there for years, apparently. Horses for courses. There's nothing wrong with that house, actually. The outside of that house, if you can see, is amakan, and it's made out of bamboo. Like they shave a bit of the bamboo off and they weave it in and out. It looks nice, but it doesn't last long. You know, before you have to change it, it rots or it just doesn't look good. But when they first do it, it looks damn good, really, really does. Um, so yeah, getting back to the Elliot East man thing, you know, he was warned, you know. So I mean, you know, we can't go by that. You know, we can't go by, oh God, the Philippines is a really dangerous place because there was a kidnapping not far from here. Well, it's just like going into the Bronx in America. You know, the chances of you coming out of there, uh, if you're going there flashing your money off and you're somewhere where you aren't welcome, is going to be very slim as well. But the only trouble is in America, people get shot every day and it's not on the news because it's so commonplace. It's so commonplace. Here, when a foreigner gets kidnapped, it's high profile. So that's why it makes people's ears, prick up, because it is a high profile case. And it's, the foreigners here and the foreigners who are maybe thinking about coming here, they think, oh, good, kidnapping, kidnapping. And now that, that this is not a kidnapping, now it's a death. Oh, update on that as well, guys, just quick. Apparently, he was shot twice. He was shot in the thigh. So he wasn't shot in the leg like they said. He was shot in the thigh and in the stomach. Now, apparently, being shot in the stomach is a horrible, painful death. Horrible, painful death, because it's not getting vital organs that's going to kill you straight away, like your heart or your brain or something like that. So that's like a slow death. He probably bled out in agony, and again they dumped him off. Now, people say, well, there is no murder without a body. You jumped off at sea here, especially in that part. Now, there is many thresher sharks there. There are many predator sharks here in the Philippines. Many, many, many. And we don't know if they weighed him down and is at the bottom. Probably not. They probably, because they probably weren't planning on shooting to kill him there and then. So they probably weren't prepared to dump him over and put him deep under the water. But the chances of finding his body is going to be pretty slim, because the fish and the predatory fish, sharks especially, there are many sharks here. I've seen them when I've been out on my boat. I've seen thresher sharks. Now, threshers aren't particularly aggressive fish, or shark fish, same thing. But they will, I'm stuck in the mud, guys, but they will pick at the body. They will. And because he's been there now for a couple of months, hasn't he? What was it? The end of October, November, December? Well, he's been there a while anyway. So the chances of them finding him, and especially now because we're coming into the Abagat, so the winds are changing. And being a fisherman out at sea, I kind of know the winds and how the tidal systems work. Now, because we're in the change from the Abagat, from the Amihan to the Abagat, the ocean changes and the tides change and the patterns change. So he's not going to be brought inwards, he's going to be took outwards. So the further out you go, the more predatory fish they are, the bigger predatory fish. So I don't think that they will probably ever find the body. Only my feeling, guys, only my feeling. So they have said he's been killed. So he was murdered. And people say, well, there's no murder without a body. Well, there is actually. I think that was what they used to do. Or, but there was one of the suspects said that he was shot in the stomach and shot in the thigh, and a witness also confirmed it. So yes, guys, don't expect to find the body, because I don't think that they will. If they do, it's going to be so mutilated and battered around that it'll only be DNA where they can find if it's if it's actually him or not. So yeah, guys, that's it. My feelings, not advice, my feelings on my safety here is don't stand under these coconut trees. That is advice, guys. Don't stand under coconut trees. But I don't think it's any more dangerous here than what it was before he was abducted, because we're not in that area. There's no Muslims where I live. And actually, real Muslims are quite peaceful people, I believe. There might be some people who beg to differ on that, but but here in those kind of places is not so, especially when you doing the things that he was doing. We all know what he was doing. He was money lending with that 5-6 thing. He was apparently he had no money as well. He spent all of his money because his first girlfriend that he was here with kind of ripped him off or something. So I think he was relying on that, the interest of that money to sustain him and his wife, and opened the shop, had Starlink. I think it was Starlink he had, I don't know, but that's not cheap. That's like 25,000 to get that installed, or to buy the equipment. Might be cheaper now, don't know. So yeah, that's it guys, that's my Monday morning thing. Beautiful day. Oh, I'm going to move quickly because that cockerel is here. If he starts cockerelling, I'm going to turn the video off guys and call it a day. That one's calling. They talk to each other. They do. Like I've observed, they really talk to each other. So that's it my friends. Thank you for stopping by. I really mean that. And we're in the Christmas month. Not long now before it's Christmas. I'll be pleased when it's all over. I've never been a Christmas person. I'll be pleased when it's all over. It's very commercialised and things like that. But I like the New Year. I prefer the New Year. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, I like that. Christmas is, well, it's for the kids, isn't it? It's for the kids. But guys, he's calling. This one's calling. I'm going to go, guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Doesn't cost a penny. Doesn't cost anything. Share the video. Hit the notification and the like button. And that's it. Till the next time. Tomorrow, probably. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.